my problem. Emerson glanced at a letter he'd received several days earlier from a major pharmaceutical company. It was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. His wife knew nothing about the contents. I just received an offer from a drug company that wants to license a medication I patented. What if I give you a percentage? When the company sells the new drug, I'll receive royalties. This is going to be huge. No way, Doc. You're the gambler, not me. I'll give you a week to cash in the retirement account if you pay me in full by next Friday. I'll reduce the payoff to $280,000. Ask Lance about the drug company deal, Emerson said desperately. He'll appreciate the opportunity. Ask him yourself, the bookie replied. He's listening to this call. Lance Tompkins oversaw Emerson's gambling account. Over the past 10 years, the chemist had gone through numerous runners and local contacts. Lance, who lived in Houston, remained constant. Emerson suspected the former MMA fighter had links to an organized crime syndicate. He had steadily increased Emerson's credit line, the big advantage of using an illegal bookie over betting through Las Vegas. The first time Emerson met Lance was at a big bash in Texas for high-stakes clients. Since then, they'd gone fishing in the Bahamas and to a couple of Super Bowls. Their best junket was to the Masters tournament. Emerson picked the top 3 finishers in the correct order and parlayed a modest bet into an upper 6-figure recovery. It was the one time he considered cashing in and quitting. But the lure of the next big score was too great. 18 months later, he was back in the red. Lance, sorry about the delay, Emerson said in a subdued voice. I got overextended. Not that I'm blaming you. I totally understand, Lance said in his Texas drawl. But Nick has a job to do. I have a job to do. We all do. And your job is to get your account level. You and I have gotten along fine for a long time. I'd hate to see it end badly. I don't want that to happen. Tell me about this drug patent. Relieved, Emerson switched to teaching mode. It's a nausea suppressor that works directly on the sympathetic nerves instead of having plain and simple, Lance interrupted. It will help people taking chemo from getting sick to their stomachs. I've been interested in that type of problem ever since my mother suffered terribly from nausea when she went through chemotherapy for esophageal cancer. There's already a bunch of stuff that does that, Lance replied. My aunt took something when she had breast cancer. It kept her from throwing up. She said it was a miracle drug. But every drug doesn't help all patients, and there can be side effects. Yeah, whatever my aunt took made her feel dopey. Correct. This one is based on natural compounds and has fewer potential adverse reactions than anything else on the market. Natural compounds. It's plant-based. Compare it to penicillin, which came from a plant fungus, but my drug isn't something you can buy at a health food store. It will only be available with a doctor's prescription. The market for this is huge. Emerson knew he was exaggerating the economic potential of the anti-nausea drug, but penicillin was the most well-known comparison that came to mind. Nick spoke. Lance, are you sure you want to listen to this? The doc has been dodging me, and this sounds like just another stalling tactic. Shut up, Lance said, in a tone of voice that sent a chill down Emerson's spine. If I wasn't interested, I wouldn't ask. What's the name of the pharmaceutical company? Brigham Neal. Their home office is in Connecticut. Yeah, I've heard of them. Are they offering you any upfront money? The letter mentioned $100,000 as consideration for the agreement, but the real return would be paid upon successful marketing of the medication. Emerson was past due on several high-limit credit cards, and he'd earmarked the advance to pay off those debts. It's a backloaded deal. They don't want to risk upfront capital. Emerson stopped. He was arguing against himself.